My parents attempted to take my inheritance to support my brother's extravagant lifestyle, but my grandfather's hidden intentions will alter everything. I'm a 27-year-old man, and my life has been a constant lesson in being overshadowed. From childhood, my parents made it clear that my older brother, Ethan, was their favorite. While I earned top grades, stayed out of trouble, and followed their rules, Ethan was treated like royalty. Growing up, Ethan received the best of everything: high-end electronics, grand birthday celebrations, and even a brand new car when he turned 18. I, on the other hand, got a used skateboard and a pat on the shoulder. If Ethan got into trouble, my parents would go to great lengths to rescue him, while I was left to figure things out on my own. I told myself it didn't matter. I worked diligently, earned a scholarship, and built a steady life without their help. But the favoritism didn't end when we grew up. It escalated. Ethan stumbled from one poor choice to another, failed ventures, mounting debts, and a series of messy relationships. My parents bankrolled every misstep, insisting he just needed one more opportunity to get back on track. Meanwhile, I juggled 2 jobs after college to stay afloat. The turning point came when my grandfather passed away last year. He was the only family member who treated me with true fairness and warmth. Though he never openly called out my parents' obvious bias, he quietly supported me, slipping me extra cash for books or offering guidance when I needed it most. When his will was read, I was stunned to learn he'd left me $400,000 as my inheritance. Ethan and our cousins received the same amount, which felt entirely just. For the first time, I felt acknowledged and valued equally. But my parents had other plans. Right after we left the lawyer's office, my mom pulled me aside. "You know Ethan's struggling," she said in her usual patronizing tone. "It's only right that you give him your share. He needs it more." I was floored. "What are you talking about?" I shot back. "Grandpa gave us equal shares. Why should I hand mine over to Ethan?" She let out a dramatic sigh, as if I were the unreasonable one. "Because he's your brother. Family supports family. You've got a good job and no big expenses, but Ethan's drowning in debt. Don't you care about his future?" The discussion quickly heated up. My dad chimed in, insisting it was what Grandpa would have wanted and calling me selfish for even hesitating. They even tried to guilt me by saying, "We've always been there for you when you needed us." That was a bold-faced lie, and they knew it. For the first time, I held firm. I told them the money was mine, that Grandpa's wishes were clear, and I wouldn't surrender what was rightfully mine just because they couldn't say no to Ethan. I had no idea this was only the start of their scheme to claim what wasn't theirs. The days following that confrontation were strained. My parents were relentless, calling me constantly, switching between emotional manipulation and outright demands to give my inheritance to Ethan. My mom wept about how my selfishness was tearing the family apart, while my dad accused me of being ungrateful for all they'd done. Ethan, true to character, played the victim. Instead of talking to me directly, he posted vague messages on social media about how families should support each other and how some people forget their roots. Mutual friends started texting me, asking why I was being so harsh toward my brother. It wasn't hard to guess who was spreading that story. The final blow came when my cousin, Lily, called me. She's always been the family's rumor mill, and while I usually ignore her theatrics, this time she dropped a bombshell. "You know your parents have been talking to the lawyer, right?" she said. "What do you mean?" I asked, my stomach churning. Lily sighed. "They're trying to challenge the will. They're saying Grandpa wasn't in his right mind when he wrote it, and they think they can get Ethan a bigger share." I was livid. This wasn't just about the money anymore. It was about dishonoring Grandpa's memory and his final wishes. I immediately contacted the lawyer to get the full story. Sure enough, my parents had filed documents to contest the will, claiming Grandpa was confused and coerced into splitting the inheritance equally. They wanted my share redirected to Ethan. It felt like a plot from a cheap drama. The man who had always supported me, who treated everyone fairly, was being slandered by his own children just to keep enabling Ethan's reckless ways. Determined to fight back, I reached out to my grandmother. She'd been quiet through all of this, but I knew she had to know something. When I told her everything, she was furious. "They tried the same thing when your grandfather was alive," she revealed. "They pressured him to rewrite the will to give Ethan everything, but he refused. He said he wouldn't reward irresponsibility and entitlement.